Hey guys, this is the Lovin Dubai show. We spoke all about Coldplay last night. Was it overhyped or did it live up to everything? We had someone who was at the show on the podcast this morning. We also spoke about rent prices rising and female empowerment.
Well, for sure, Coldplay is not hyped. I'll be going tomorrow. But if you missed the show, don't forget to subscribe to the Lovin Dubai show podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from, and enjoy. Jumping to our first story, Dubai rent prices surge in 2024. Rental prices in Dubai have seen a significant rise in 2024, which is, of course, according to the latest Dubai rental market report. From affordable neighborhoods to luxury areas, prices have surged across the city.
Tell us something we don't know. The interesting thing about this report, but also again not a shocker, is it's across all affordability sections in Dubai. So in the affordable rental section, areas like Dira, Bur Dubai and International City have experienced some of the sharpest increases, ranging from 12 to a staggering 48%. The biggest jumps have been seen in Dira, so for 2-bedroom units, and also in International City, where both studio and 1-bed apartments have spiked the most.
While moving to mid-tier areas like Jumeirah Village Circle, Business Bay and Jumeirah Lake Towers saw rental prices rise by 20% to 41%. The sharpest increase? It's in JLT, where 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom flats are now commanding significantly higher rents.
And then we look at the luxury market, which we consider Dubai Marina, downtown Dubai and Meydan City. They recorded rental increases of up to 26%. In particular, Dubai Marina saw the highest rise for both 1-bed and 3-bed apartments.
Well, so whether you're looking for an affordable studio or a luxury 3-bedroom flat, it's clear rentals across Dubai have seen a significant hike.
That was 2024. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out in 2025 with the new Smart Rental Index. Dubai Marina, I think specifically because some buildings are older, they're not going to be able to raise the rent as much, and it's going to be very thoroughly evaluated. So hopefully some of the older buildings you won't see as much of a hike.
I agree with you because I love the index that they had created because it's fair. You know, it would be very unfair to have like the rent price hike up when the building is old and there are not as much amenities as, you know, new buildings would have. So I don't know, look out for that and check the index.
Landlords are encouraged, basically, if you're a landlord of an older apartment in a building, to upgrade so then you can meet the prices of the area. Let's jump in to private schools. Dubai private schools are getting busier. The private school sector continues to demonstrate strong growth, with student enrollment increasing by 6% during the 2024 to 2025 academic year, reaching a grand total of 387,441 students, and that's across 227 private schools available in Dubai, according to the latest data from the KHDA.
Well, Dubai continues to be an attractive destination for families seeking world-class education. 10 new private schools opened during the 2024-2025 academic year, aligning with Dubai's education strategy E33, which targets establishment of at least 100 new private schools by 2033.
So Dubai's private schools offer 17 different curricula, including the UK curriculum, which is the top choice in the city at the moment. It actually makes up more than 1/3 of students. So there are 37% of students enrolled in UK curriculum, followed by the Indian curriculum, where there are 26%. There are currently, by the way, 27,000 teachers employed. I don't know why that shocks me. There's 327,000 students. You need a lot of teachers,
yes.
But there's 27,204 teachers employed in the Emirates private schools. And this is also a 9% increase compared to previous year. You see a lot of benefits. I was one of them for teachers from abroad who come to take the many opportunities and advantages available that life in Dubai gives you. But I remember the package when I first came over. It was like you get your flights, you have your accommodation, transport was included, like day-to-day transport. You paid nothing, you just had your paycheck, and then my school was fairly okay. I'm not going to say
okay.
I like to say a cushy job, but then other teachers are like, it's not, because in different schools there's different levels of requirements, but my job was fairly cushy.
I mean, to be honest with you, Casey, is that you must be a queen for working as a teacher, because the patience that you must have had with the kids.
No,
I
left the school system.
Yeah. fine. It's okay. We can talk about that later. But
no, but seriously, I actually, the first year that I arrived, I'll be totally honest with you, I didn't have a degree in teaching. My school at the time allowed that. It's much more regulated now. So therefore, I had no idea what to expect, and I thoroughly believe that teachers should undergo a teaching education before entering a classroom of 30-year-olds. And I didn't have the patience, and I did it for 4 years, and the first 2 years, I hated myself because the expectation in the classroom was that you would have 30 4 to 5-year-olds sitting like this at 8 a.m. in the morning. And
oh my God.
that's what you were told at the beginning of your year in your 2 weeks of training, that your classes will be perfect if you follow our rules. So for 2 years, I was like pulling my hair out thinking, why aren't these kids listening to me? I didn't understand patience, I was shouting. And then you go home being like, oh my gosh, I actually just shouted at a 5-year-old, and you just thought like, this is so wrong. Then I relaxed and I got a bit more confident. But really, I was no queen. I was no queen.
I mean, look, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I can imagine you had not 1, 2, or 10 kids. You must have had like a class of like 30 kids.
We had 28, and I had a teaching assistant, which was pretty great.
Exactly, you know what I mean? But still, you know, like even if you had an assistant and so on, it would be like really kind of like daunting. I mean, like when I was like young, not really younger, when I went back to Syria and I was like 21, and I was around my cousins who are like 5, 6, 7-year-olds. They drove, and they're like 3, and they drove me insane. I'd be like, oh my God, why aren't you guys listening to me? Like, just like, listen to me, because this is what your parents want you to do, and it's not me, it's your parents.
It's really hard though, I think, if you're like the auntie or the cousin, to even think about disciplining the other kids.
Yeah.
I just kind of sometimes want to be the favourite. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, let's jump into our next story.
Well,
the story of viral Dubai chocolate continues to be told.
Of course. I mean, by the way, I tried the chocolate and I love the chocolate. It's unhealthy addiction. I don't like it because like if I see it, I can eat a full bar.
What's that TikTok phrase, like my Roman Empire for the year?
It's like
fixed chocolate. Genuinely, and I'm not a massive, like I like sweet things, but I don't overthink about them. I literally think about fixed chocolate once a day. I love it so much.
Well, there's a new trend, which is like, oh, my favorite animal is. So to me, my favorite animal is when I see chocolate and I cannot say no to it. That's my favorite animal about myself. But it's fine.
Well, same as this lady who arrived at a German airport.
Well, 90 kilograms of Dubai chocolate was seized at German airport. What happened is German customs authorities have seized 90 kilograms of Dubai chocolate at Hamburg airport. And what happened, as I said, a 33-year-old woman was caught with 460 chocolate bars packed into 3 suitcases. She had failed to declare the goods and claimed that she had paid just 4.60 euros per bar. Now, the luxury chocolate, of course, worth approximately 2,100 euros, were suspected of being intended for commercial resale, not personal consumption.
460 bars of chocolate on her person. Or she was being the best auntie in town.
Maybe she wants to be the favorite.
Yeah, because you can buy it at Dubai Airports now. Custom officials grew suspicious when the woman failed to provide clear ingredient details from the chocolates. Apparently without proper labelling, the authorities cited potential health risks, a concern that led to the goods being seized. Therefore, 460 chocolate bars will now either be re-exported or, say it ain't so, destroyed, as they don't actually meet the necessary requirements for importation into Germany.
I really hope they don't get destroyed. I really hope, just like eat them, do something. Well, the woman is now facing a tax evasion investigation while she was not arrested. The case raises questions about how luxury goods are smuggled across borders and the potential for tax avoidance.
I wonder what classifies it as a luxury good. I mean, I know it's expensive chocolate, but it's not. It's perishable, it's food. It's like 18 euro for a bar. And we haven't actually said fixed chocolate here, so we're talking about the viral Dubai chocolate. Did she buy the real deal? 400. I actually don't think she could have, because how on earth could you get 460 bars of the real deal unless she's been storing it for months? And it doesn't last. It only lasts for the real stuff. They recommend you refrigerate it and eat it in 3 days. So I don't think she was traveling with the real stuff. I'd say she got really good fakes, and therefore maybe she didn't even want to tell the customs that they were fakes.
They are fake.
But they were probably fakes.
Well, guys, I think, you know what? Casey, you can work as, you know what, as an investigator. That's really, because I was just like thinking, I'm like, you're right. How can she get like 460 bars of the original fix chocolate?
We are calling sus on that one. Guys, it's 8:42 and we want to recap every moment of Coldplay last night. This is the concert that broke the internet. It's broken records also in the country. 4 nights, sold out shows, 160,000 people getting together. Our question is, was it worth the hype?
I just want to say one thing is that I have seen in the PCR room, like as we were talking, everyone is jumping and dancing. And I'm like, what's happening? What's wrong with you guys?
But we've got someone who was at the concert last night. Welcome to the show, Ward. Come, take a seat. We'll put you right in the middle here. Make yourself comfortable.
Wow. Well, you're glowing after the Coldplay concert. You really are glowing.
Spill. How was it?
Oh my God. You're still screaming.
Really?
You're still screaming.
Can you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mike.
Oh, you don't have a mic here. Take mine.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Casey.
Of course. We'll share.
We'll share. Okay, can they hear? Guys! Oh my God, it was crazy!
It's screaming.
It was so worth it! I'm not even joking. It was so good. It
Really?
was so good. If you didn't get your ticket, you need to feel regret. You need to feel regret. No. You need to feel regret. I will make you feel FOMO. I will make you feel FOMO. I will make you feel peer pressure because it was so good that it resurrected my will to live. Guys, I mean it.
That is so dramatic.
I mean
That
it.
is so dramatic.
I mean it. Like it was
No,
so. It was so like I cried. I
cried?
laughed. I danced. It was everything.
Can we go, like, I felt like in the last couple of days, so many people had questions and they were like, how do you get there? It felt like a concert had never happened in Dubai because the level of questions that were coming through. How was the experience getting there for you?
Okay, it was not that difficult whatsoever. Honestly, guys, like the shuttle buses, the entire situation, the shuttle buses come like so smoothly. I saw people get on it. There's not that much traffic there. I didn't go through the shuttle bus, by the way. We just like stopped our car beside this building. We parked and we walked to Zayed Stadium. And because of the fact that so many people were so panicked over the shuttle buses and they took them, there was so much parking. There was so much parking around the stadium. So pro tip there.
No,
pro tip.
Concert organizers say
But
the shuttle
yeah,
buses.
but see, the reason why we were able to be comfortable is because they reduced the congestion through the shuttle buses.
Yeah, I agree.
And by the way, for what to wear, I wore like a simple sweater. It was really nice. It wasn't that cold when we were in the concert because it was like so many people. It was insane. But it does get cold after you leave the concert.
Yeah, because like you
It gets
stop jumping and dancing.
so wear like a nice sweater, but then also carry a jacket with you for after. And do eat before going.
Yeah,
You need to
said
eat.
that.
No, I really, because the second you like walk in, Casey, you don't want to miss a song. You don't want to miss a song. Like every single second for the like, you know, even by the way, even for the songs, I didn't know the lyrics too. Like they're not that famous. You're still enjoying it. Like you don't want to get up and go get popcorn. You don't want to get drinks. Like this is it. So make sure to like stop at a gas station. I'm serious. Honestly, eat. Like make sure you eat. You'll eat at the end of the night. I remember like McDonald's at every single gas station was filled with the Coldplayers. And get your crystals. I had my crystals.
I have a question.
I had a star and moon crystal. Yes.
Did you get the moon glasses?
Oh my God!
Did you get them?
You get them. You get
You
them.
get them.
Don't worry
Oh my-
about it. You get it when you walk in. You get your wristband. Make sure to get your wristband. Some people forgot them. And oh my God, they light up in different colors. But guys, wow. And this was my first concert. I was telling Casey this before the show. And oh my God, it was so, like,
This was our first ever live concert, by the way. That's elite pinnacle. I don't know how you're going to...
I'm never gonna get over that. Like, you know, the energy is still here. Like, I am bustling with energy. Like, I'm like, whoa, like, I gotta achieve things in life now. And for me,
She thinks it's life right now. That is so dramatic. That is so
no, I mean it like that. No, because it's even like as a performer, he's so amazing.
Yeah.
He's so amazing. Like like you know, through I remember like part 1, part 2, the setup that they chose the songs. It's perfect. Like honestly, you shouldn't even check what songs they're playing because they're gonna play them in perfect order. You're gonna have everything that you need.
What was the first song he sang? Because I was expecting that he would sing the We Pray with Eliana because she's the one who is opening the
that
show.
performance was very beautiful. And I think, you know what was really beautiful about this entire concert? It's that there was something that he said that really stuck with me. He said that I could have only ever dreamed of such an audience, of such a diverse audience. And then that's when I deeped it. It's like all those other concerts that Coldplay went to, when they went to those specific countries, it was just whatever that population was. Like if we're in Argentina, it's gonna be Argentinians. But when you actually look at the screen of people, guys, we saw people from all over the world. Like from all, like I mean it when I say that stadium, like it's different cultures. It was such a diverse scene. It was crazy. No, really. No, because I'm convincing you, Casey. No, Casey's going this weekend. I don't care. You have to, you will make it. Those resellers are all around. They're running around. But really, like just hearing him say that, and something that I loved about him was that, you know, he said that like he acknowledged every country. He acknowledged Gaza. He acknowledged Sudan. And just like hearing him say that, like, you know, such a big celebrity on such a big stage that so many people are obsessed with, it just like, it warmed my heart. Like it made me happy. Like I just remember me and my sister there screaming, like when he mentioned Sudan, we're like, oh yes, yes. But yeah, it was amazing,
Can we
guys.
take a moment forward, by the way, because obviously we're Dubai based. She went to the concert and she came here like brimming with energy at, I don't know, like
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Lol.
Just to summarize, like getting out, what was your experience? Did it take a while? How long did it take you to get home? Did you just walk back to your car?
Ooh, okay, so it actually ended at 10. So don't worry, guys. You are gonna get the full experience, Farah. You're gonna get it all. Really, it was
Like,
it's a perfect amount. It's a perfect amount. It finishes at 10. I got home at 12:50.
Okay.
Which was honestly not too bad because we did stop to eat. We stopped at the gas station to get some McDonald's. There were those warm fries after such a beautiful night. But yeah, we stopped at McDonald's and we got home at 12:50. So it was perfect. The congestion wasn't that bad. Honestly, guys, wow. I'm never gonna forget this.
I love it. Wow.
Girl, you're gonna see. You're gonna
I
see
know,
when you go.
I know,
You'll
I'm already-
see.
I'm
You're
freaking
gonna be
out.
in the same, and it's so, by the way, it's so surreal, especially because my seat was at the top.
Yeah.
So every single once in a while, I'd look across and feeling all those people in the same place with you. Like, guys, the energy, like I felt it in my chest. Like I'm an adrenaline junkie. So this for me was crazy. But yeah.
You know, I've never said this before, but I actually want to see your videos. You know, like people take like 20 concert videos and no
Yeah.
one ever wants to see
I
the
will.
videos.
Yes.
I
wanna
will
watch
show
them.
you. I will show you the videos.
Guys, I do not lie. We are giving away the ultimate Coldplay concert experience. Check our Instagram feed at 9 a.m. 2 tickets, 5-star hotel. It's all going live. Ward, thank you so much for that recap. I loved it so much.
Thank you for
Come back
telling us
anytime.
about your experience. Now I'm more excited.
You should be.
Okay, 8:50 on a Friday morning. We're going to get back to it. Look at this amazing female lineup on the show, and we're going to keep that going. We're going to have Dr. Sheen Gurrib talking all about her podcast, which elevates women through stories. She'll be with us after this very short break. Do stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is Dr. Sheen Gurrib, a scientist, entrepreneur, and the voice behind Dream Girl podcast. She's also just launched a series, My Younger Self, where she reflects on her lessons from her own path in life. Welcome to the show. We're excited for this conversation.
Yay, me too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for voicing and being such a girl boss. But I want to ask you, what inspired you to start Dream Girl podcast?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think during COVID, everyone was looking for a side project, and that's when it started for me as well. But I come from Mauritius originally, born and brought up, and I became the first girl from Mauritius to have gone to Oxford and Cambridge, and I thought, why? It's too late for this to be happening. And then the whole thing about access and, you know, equality came up, and I realized, okay, you know what? At the time on my little island, I didn't know much about what could be a career, and at uni, I met some incredible women. One of my friends dropped out of uni to become an astronaut.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, these stories you don't hear on a daily basis, and I'm lucky enough to be around these people. So I thought, okay, let me just create a platform to share these conversations. And that's how the podcast initially started.
So did you grow up in Mauritius?
I did.
And then you were the first woman from Mauritius to attend Oxford. Amazing. And like, were you aware before you attended how big of a deal this was, and what was it like there? Were you aware of it there, that it was such an important mark, significant?
Oh yeah, when I got in, it was huge, but I wasn't the first to go to Oxford. I was the first to go to both Oxford and Cambridge. So during the time of Oxford, it was already like, oh my goodness, this is surreal that I'm here. And a lot of people had never met someone from Mauritius, so already started to feel like very special. But then when I went to Cambridge and it became apparent that I was the first one, then it felt like, oh wow, this is really weird because I didn't expect me to be the first one. It's too late for this to be happening.
Well, you have a series called Letters to My Younger Self. Why was it important for you to start the series? What is the story behind it?
Oh yeah, so this again, when I went home recently, I realized that, you know when you realize you don't fit in anymore when you go back to home? I don't know if you guys have this feeling, but for me, because I grew up there until I was 18, then I spent almost 10 years in the UK, then I moved here. But now when I go back to Mauritius, I don't feel like the girl who was there anymore. And now I see the difference between us because of the experiences I've had, the exposure I've had, or the opportunities, the people I've met. And I thought there are so many other people like this who are still on the island who don't have the experience I have yet. So I thought, okay, what would I do? What would have helped me at that time? You know, what are the advice? And for me, a lot of things that happened that were good came from very important mindset shifts. And I thought, how would I have had those shifts at a younger age? Someone has to tell you, right? So that's why I thought, okay, let me start this where I'm not telling someone else, I'm speaking to my own younger self. And that way, hopefully other people find value.
So what do you think, I guess, is the most important mindset shift that you have shared on the podcast?
There are so many of them, but I think the main one is the growth mindset. So it's really important to know that we never stop growing, you know? So whatever stage you're at in life, you need to keep learning and keep questioning your belief systems, the reason behind what you're doing, and also just generally being curious. And I think that's one thing we stop being curious about. As kids, we ask so many questions. We question everything. But the older we grow, we just accept whatever is being told to us, and we never question why do we do certain things in a certain way. And even, you know, we start getting a lot more angry or hurt by what other people say, but we never question where is the root of that hurt. So I think that's why it's really important to keep growing and keep questioning yourself.
Well, your podcasts are female focused.
Yes.
What do you think or consider to be the most needed topics in your podcast?
Okay, very good question. So, you know, a lot of people talk about imposter syndrome, and I hate that word. And I heard this really cool story. I don't know, have you heard of bicycle face?
No.
So this is a very cool story, and I would love to share it with you. It's so back in the day when the first bicycle came about, it was the first thing. It was revolutionizing how transport was, because before that you had the one big wheel, and women could not use that. And you know, picture Victorian women with big bell dresses. So they couldn't go anywhere unless they had a full carriage with horses. But when the bicycle came about, it was so easy for women to go anywhere. And that's when they started having meetings on how maybe they should have the right to vote. So obviously men were not very happy with that. And they then published in a medical journal that there's a new disease called bicycle face, and it only affects women. And they described all the things like, you know, flushed cheeks, you know, just like your hairline going back, everything to scare women. Yeah, it was in a medical journal. And then obviously women stopped using the bicycle. And the first medical doctor who was female who joined in the US, the first thing she did was disprove that medical condition. And there's this woman called Reshma Sajani. She's the one who said, yesterday's bicycle face is today's imposter syndrome for women. We've been told that there's this syndrome called imposter syndrome. And now whenever we feel like we don't belong somewhere, or I don't know if this is meant for me, am I good enough? We think, oh, that's imposter syndrome. Why? Because you've heard the term. But it doesn't really exist. And the main thing we need, and women need to realize, is we need to get out of our own way. We've made a lot of progress in terms of equality, and what's stopping us most of the time now is our own belief system. So we just need to stop questioning our worth and just do it.
How, like, are there practical tips that we can put in place to do that?
I think the practical tip here is pretty much awareness. So the first thing is recognizing that, I don't know, I'm sure you know this as well. Wherever you go and you think, oh, these people have really got their stuff together, you realize that's not true. Everyone is just trying their best to do whatever they want, even being an adult, right? I feel like we're faking it most of the time. And I think it's just acknowledging that no one knows exactly what they're doing. So even if you feel like you don't know it, just try and fake it till you feel like you're good at it, but don't don't start being the first one to tell yourself that you're not good enough. A lot of people will do that for you, so don't be the first one.
So interesting about imposter syndrome. I hadn't actually thought of it like that, and I love to turn it on its head. It's great.
Yeah, by the way, like you actually did maybe change the perspective of imposter syndrome to us. But in your opinion, what do you think is the worst habit women in this generation struggle to cope with?
Worst habit?
Yes.
Ooh, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I want your opinion because like there are a lot.
I mean, like, I don't know about a habit, but
Maybe a thought, maybe a belief.
Okay, I'll have one, and I think maybe some people won't like it, but I think a lot of times women feel the need to compete with each other. And that's because we've been propped up against each other so much, and there's this scarcity mindset of there's not enough space for all of us at the top, so we need to compete with each other, which is why sometimes when you have female managers, they're not necessarily the most encouraging ones, because in my experience anyway, it's always been a little bit like challenging working with them. And I think that's, again, one mindset we need to change, that we're not competing for the same thing. There's enough going for all of us. And I think people at the top should not compete, they should collaborate.
I agree with you because women empowerment of women working together has been a wide topic that's talked about all around. And I see it happen between like even celebrities like Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and even like how they compete, Selena Gomez and
the
Hailey
media
Bieber
loves to make that
against
happen.
each other, and they're like, we don't hate each other.
We're fine.
We're fine. We're good.
What do you think, if we move back to Dream Girl podcast, is the most heard story, or the most the story that you were most excited to tell?
Ooh, is it about a guest or an actual story?
Either. The one that resonates with you the most, I think, that you were most excited about.
I think for me, honestly, because the day the podcast got discovered was through one particular story that I told. And I think a lot of people love it. And it's about Michelle Obama. And I think this story just translates into so many ways for so many different people. And I'll tell you the story. It's about how when Barack Obama was still president at the time, and they had a very busy day, and in the itinerary there was no lunch that was added. So very last minute, they decided to go to lunch somewhere. And, you know, added security, they had to find a very remote restaurant where no one else was and block it off. And they went, they had a lovely time, lovely restaurant. And at the end, the waitress came and said that the chef wants to meet Michelle Obama. So she went in the kitchen and met him, and then came back and said, "You're not going to believe this. This was my high school boyfriend." And Barack Obama said, "Imagine if your life was a little bit different, you could have been the owner of this beautiful, quaint restaurant." And she said, "If my life turned out differently, he would have been the president of America."
Wow.
Savage. So it's that confidence in knowing what your worth is, and also not letting external factors tell you what your worth is. And I think this is probably the biggest message that I get repeatedly from the guests as well, which is knowing your worth is probably the best gift that you can give to yourself.
Do you think it's something that can be learned over time, to really learn your worth, or people are just born with that innate confidence?
No, absolutely. It's a muscle that you can build over time, just like confidence, just like speaking in public. All of these are things that you can build over time with repeated practice. And I don't think any of us really are born with that ability to see our worth. It just comes from, firstly, your environment, the people around you, your family, your friends at work, but also it can be an internal work that we do.
Have you seen much of a reaction from back home, Mauritius, since you dropped the Letters to My Younger Self podcast, in terms of like your analytics? Is it reaching people at home as you'd hoped it would?
You know what? I did get a lot of comments with the little Mauritian flag, so I know that the Mauritian people are resonating, but it's also resonating with a lot of people who are not Mauritian, but again, who come from places who might not necessarily have access to all the opportunities. And for me, even if like one person tells me this resonated really well and changed something about their perspective, that's enough.
Well, speaking of character development and all of these things, what do you think are the 3 top habits that people can, maybe interpret in their day-to-day life that can maybe help with character development?
Okay, good question. I think the first one with that would be definitely mindsets. So making sure that whatever you're doing, you know where that comes from, because we talk a lot about generational trauma, we talk a lot about limiting factors, what society has told us. So know why you are making decisions, whether it is which job you're doing, which people you're hanging out with, all of that needs to be very clear. So your reason behind your mindsets should be clear to you. So first, that's awareness. The second thing definitely is who you surround yourself with. I think we've all heard that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And if you're in a room where you are the best, you're probably in the wrong room, because they will drag you down eventually. So always surrounding yourself with people who will really motivate you to be the best version of yourself. And not only cheerleading friends, but also people who will question you when they think you're not doing something right. And the third thing is just be curious and dream, and that's one thing that for me, it came over time, because I also just followed the path that everybody else was doing, and then eventually realized that, okay, why am I doing this? I need to dream bigger and aim for bigger things. And I think, again, kids, when you ask them what do they want to be, they'll tell you astronaut or a princess. But what do we say? Well, that job that is very realistic. So why do we limit our dreams based on what's realistic? We should just go crazy.
Was it your experiences at Oxford and Cambridge and the people there that gave you that mentality, or do you think it was something else that gave you the dream big?
Honestly, it was not really Oxford and Cambridge. I think there I got to discover myself and my confidence. But since I started the content creation world, meeting other creatives, that's when you meet the crazy people and you think, okay, they are there because they dared to dream, and you start hearing their journey, you start to hear how they had their full conviction that this is going to happen, so I'm going to put my all into it. And that conviction is something that we all need to believe in our own worth and what we can achieve. And that's where I learned that definitely from the creatives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of podcasts, they talk about success. It is very easy. Just do this, buy that, and all of these things. How do you avoid making the content feeling overly idealistic?
Okay, so for me, whenever I have the podcast, I think this is very much similar to this. It's just a conversation. I never send list of questions to my guests. And usually the people that come on are either people I really want to hear from, or people I think will contribute something really meaningful to my audience. And it's just pure curiosity for me. So there's never an agenda of, okay, I need them to say this and this. I just sit there fully forgetting that this is being recorded and just have a full-ass conversation where it's just between us. And I think that prevents me from going into that route of let's try to preach people. Right. So because it's coming from a place of curiosity, other people also listen from a place of curiosity.
And the purpose of the stories that you're telling is to empower women, to motivate us, which is amazing. So, and also to just pursue our dreams. So if there's people today finally watching who maybe feel like they're stuck in a rut, who need to take that next step, is there anything you've learned in your own personal experience or through the podcast that the one thing that we should do to take our next step towards our goals?
Yeah, I think being in a rut and having a dip is very normal. And this is something I was discussing with a fellow podcaster the other day, is that growth is never linear, right? We all think that this is going to be our trajectory, but we all go through this, and then we eventually grow. So it's just being okay with that, the hard times happen, the dips happen, but it's usually teaching you something really important. So try to see what am I meant to learn from this? And you never kind of lose if you're trying something new, or if you're struggling with something, it's probably because the universe is trying to teach you something. So try and see, what can I take from this so I'm never in this situation again? And then just always see everything as an opportunity, whether it is an opportunity to learn, to grow, or to pivot. And pivoting is super important. The one thing in life that's constant is change. So we need to be able to adapt whenever something changes or life throws unexpected curveballs at us. So just the adaptability is really important. So just, if you're going through something, try and see, what can I change here, or what can I learn, and then move on. Because of course it's okay to wallow a little bit if something doesn't go right and just feel sad about it, but not for too long, and just move on and learn and grow.
What can I change? What can I learn? Love
Yeah.
that so much. A great note to leave it on. If people are watching today and they're interested and they want to learn more about you, how can they find you? How can they listen to your stuff?
Yeah, if you want to find me, you can check me out on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. We are on all social media platforms. And also, I have a website if you want to get in touch. I would love to hear from you.
Dr. Sheen Gurrib, thank you so much for your time this morning. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
And that brings us to the end of the Lovin Dubai show. We're back here on Monday morning, same time, same place. Have a beautiful weekend. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.